Paige Mosbrucker, here's my audience. Adoption is something that happens all over the world. According to this article, adoption, the best form of protection, since 1999, 234,000 children from around the world have been adopted and brought to the United States. Families can choose between different kinds of adoption, like closed or open adoption. By choosing adoption, lives of children and families could change. People can choose between open adoption and closed adoption so everyone can be happy with some type of adoption. First, the adoptive parents need to think if they want their adopted child to have communication with their birth parents or not. That will help them decide between open adoption and closed adoption. According to the book, The Complete Adoption and Fertility Legal Guide, open adoption is when the birth parents and the adoptive parents have some form of communication and the child knows that they were adopted. If open adoption is not the best choice for the adoptive parents, then they can choose closed adoption, where they have no contact with the birth parents at all. The adoptive parents would not see them or talk to them. According to the article Open Adoption, Adoptive Parents' Reaction, 2 decades later, parents who adopted children born between 1940 and the early 1980s in the United States grew up in which adoption agencies and the general public strongly believe that maintaining absolute secrecy and cutting off all connection with the child's birth family were essential for protecting the child's emotional well-being. Some agencies offer only open adoption based on the view that secrecy and cutoffs are not in the child's best interest. Most families today tend to choose open adoption, but it's entirely up to the adoptive parents. Although adopting is a very long process, it is a very rewarding thing. It's rewarding to the adoptee, birth parents, and the adoptive parents. Along with choosing to adopt, there are lots of rules that the adoptive parents have to follow before getting to adopt. Each state has individual guidelines for adoption, but every state has some of the same rules and guidelines for adopting. According to the book, Adopted in America, some rules are both adoptive parents cannot be more than 40 years older than the child being adopted. The couple must be married for at least 3 years, be medically unable to conceive a child, or show that it is physically unsafe to give birth, live in a home suitable for a child, have a job, have good health, no criminal records, and have no more than one child before adopting. These might seem like a lot of rules, but the adoption agencies want to make sure the adoptee is going to be in a home that is perfect for them. People should choose to adopt because it can be a way to help save a child's life. The person going to adopt can change a child's life by providing a home that is safe for the child. Some children have unsafe environments and need someone else to care for them. With adopting a child, the adoptive parents can provide a better life for the child. Sometimes a child just needs to know someone cares about and loves them, and by choosing adoption, a child's life could be changed. If a person who is pregnant knows that they will not be able to provide for the child and have the child living in a suitable environment, then they should put that child up for adoption. Sometimes the birth parents want to prove everyone wrong, so they think they need to keep their child even though they might not be able to financially or physically provide for the child, so they need to think about all their options and put the baby up for adoption. They need to think of all the people who cannot have kids due to infertility and health problems. By choosing adoption, the birth parents can change someone's life by giving them the best gift a person can ask for, a child. And not only will change the adoptive parent's life, but the adoptee as well. If the birth parents want to do what's right, then they should put the baby up for adoption. It can also help homosexuals have a child so they can also experience the life of being a parent. By choosing adoption, people get to start a family, something they could never do before. According to the article, Open Adoption, Adoptive Parents' Reactions 2 decades later, most adoption will come with disappointment, pain, hurt, rejection, and anger. Although adoption is a long process and can be disappointing at times, it is a very rewarding thing. More people need to realize that adoption is a choice for people. It can help the child's life and help make someone's life complete by being able to have a child.